So you have to be a married filing joint return before you can do an injured spouse. So this is a married filing joint, and we want to do an injured spouse. So to get to that form, you're going to go to the federal section and then go to the miscellaneous forms over here on the left, and then you'll see injured spouse form 8379 begin. And it tells you basically what it's designed for, and it will remind you that it may take up to 14 weeks to get your refund. So to start the injured spouse, just hit continue. All right, so first thing you gotta answer the questions. Is the primary taxpayer the injured spouse? So is it the husband or the wife? So it's the wife, and so we won't check that box. Are you divorced or separated? No, we're not going to check that one. Did or will the IRS use the joint overpayment to pay any of the following? So yes, if they don't file this injured spouse form, they'll take this refund, and we'll assume that the primary taxpayer owes back child support. So the injured spouse will lose part of that refund to go back to the ex-wife to pay the child support. So we want to check that box there. And are you legally obligated to pay this past due amount? That would be no, so we're not going to check that. Check here if you want any injured spouse refund mailed to a different address. Not going to check that. Was your main home in a community property state? We'll say no. Did you make and report payments such as federal income tax? Yes, I did. Did you or will you claim a refundable tax credit such as health covered tax credit or refundable credit for prior year minimum tax? So we won't check that one. So out of what it wants to know is, here's the amount of income on this tax return, and they want to know how much of that belongs to the injured spouse. So we're going to say that the injured spouse made $15,000 of this income. So out of that 31, 15 belongs to the injured spouse. Did she have any interest? There is 0, so you can't split that. So come on down here. Other income or loss, $5,000. No, that belongs to the taxpayer, so we're not going to move that. Adjustments to income is $2,000, and we're not going to mess with that. Now, standard or itemized deductions, you always split that down the middle no matter what it is. So we will say $12,000 goes to the injured spouse. Number of exemptions, and they always get all but one. So if there's 4, you would give the injured spouse 3. If there's 2, then they'll just get 1. Credits, $1,000, so they will get all the credits. You always give the injured spouse all the credits. Other taxes, don't have to put anything there. Federal income tax withheld, they'll pull it forward, and that's basically it. So it won't tell you how much the refund to the injured spouse is going to be, because they'll recalculate that when you send it to the IRS, and they'll usually send her the majority of the refund back. So you're just going to hit continue, and it says I understand it's going to take up to 14 weeks, just reminding you, and then hit continue there, and you're done with the injured spouse form. It's as simple as that. So you process it the same way. You e-file it, you don't have to mail it, so just continue with the return and submit it that way.